So picture this. Look at the camera first. So picture this. You just got off the school bus and made it into the house. It was a long day. You just cracked open a fresh bag of Cheetos. You flip on MTV, and it's that new Pearl Jam video, Jeremy. You haven't seen it all yet, and all your buddies are talking about it at school, so you'll have something to talk about at lunch tomorrow. Day's looking pretty good, right? Your mom just yelled to tell you to turn it down, and wait, there was that MTV News sound. You turn your head back and you see Kurt Loder sitting at the MTV News desk.
MTV News special report.
He's there to tell you that a person you've come to know as a friend has just been found dead. You know, as much as my mom and dad hated the music that he played, they were even sad for Kurt Cobain that day. He went silent at 27. He left his throne as the king of grunge and took another throne as the poster boy for the 27 Club. He joined the ranks of Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Robert Johnson, and so many others. Was it bad luck or just rock and roll roulette? Stick with me for a little while and we'll look at it and see if we can come to any sort of conclusion. If you were there, I'll bet you have an opinion. This story is crazier than, well, somebody's ex. Welcome back, friends, comrades. Dave. I'm the average fat guy. You're whoever you are, and this is the one about Kurt. I'm doing this one kind of out of order because it was requested on my 27 Club overview video. Thanks for that. This is the one I was looking forward to the least because this is the one I have the most personal connection to. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off all at once, shall we? This is the one about Kurt. Like I said, let's go. If you're new, how about hitting that subscribe button? If you've been here before, you've probably already seen my first two videos on the 27 Club. If not, go watch them. I'll wait. This one might be tough for some of my more experienced viewers. I know it's going to be tough for me. Expect music, tragedy, and the anger of a generation. This one ties into Robert Johnson in a couple of ways. Kurt has his own demons, and we're going to look at them today. Maybe. Words. So let's hit the garage for some extracurricular activities and maybe sound check. So Kurt Cobain was born on February 20th, 1967 in Aberdeen, Washington. This town's chief export seems to be misery. The only thing that was here was logging and rain. If you were old enough to remember when Smells Like Teen Spirit was a buzz clip, then think the set of the Goonies. If you pause this video to look up what the hell a buzz clip was, think the set of Twilight. That was a stupid fucking thing. Don't do that. Kurt's an artsy and sensitive kid, and he's wrecked by his parents' divorce when he's 9. This kid sounded more and more like Robert Johnson with every line, ain't it? A bit of a Robert Johnson tie-in, since I've had this terrible segue. Kurt Cobain was a big fan of the blues. He has said himself that Leadbelly, another famous blues singer from the time roughly of Robert Johnson, was one of his biggest musical influence. With that said, in 93, Kurt Cobain played a 1950s Martin D18E guitar during the Unplugged set in New York. And while playing this guitar, he played one of his heroes' songs. He played the Leadbelly song, Where Did You Sleep Last Night? Mom, if you're watching this video, then you know the song. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. And when you see Where Did You Sleep Last Night, just know that I have a real personal connection to that song. With all that being said, let's get back to the video and off the tangent. Anyway, he's drawing, he's playing his guitar, he's dreaming of a life louder than the one that he's currently living. Fast forward to 1987, Kurt Cobain and Chris Novoselic have found one another, and this is the beginning of one of the greatest bands of all time. Their first album, Bleach, drops in 1989. It's gritty, it's raw, and you can tell they're still trying to sound themselves out. You can hear the bones of Nirvana, but they're not quite the band that you know yet. Then in 1991, Nevermind explodes. And it's the Nirvana that we all know and love. I was there. Smells Like Teen Spirit was everywhere. I mean, you could find clips of it on country stations. They would like tease it for their sister stations in the area that I live in. Not a lot of rock stations, mostly country stations, but they made sure to point out that they had his track for the kids in the car listening to their parents' music. It was like Teen Spirit. Kurt's screaming about his apathy, and I'm steady pissing my dad off with max volume on TVs and radios everywhere I go. Grunge has officially taken over. Flannel, angst, angry parents, but it's got everything. It's a bad movie scene. But the one person who hates it is Kurt Cobain. He's just in it for the music, and these people keep sticking him on some sort of pedestal that he had no intention of setting upon. In 1991, Kurt is already beginning to crack with their second album. The dude is dripping talent, but this is starting to look more and more like a crossroads deal to him with all the fame. With Nirvana riding high and Kurt Cobain steadily sinking into some sort of weird depression, he marries Courtney Love in 92. And for my fellow old heads out there, we all know that was a mistake. This turned into rock's wildest soap opera, though. They have a kid, Frances Bean Cobain. Cute name, right? I'm sure Courtney had something to do with that. But with his new baby, he's got a new addiction. He's hooked on heroin. He's trying to chase off the chronic stomach pain that he's had his entire life. And, well, while the heroin helps with the stomach pain, it doesn't help anything else. It creates a lot of problems for him. The heroin could have also had something to do with his absolute loathing for his meteoric rise to stardom. Nobody can be sure. The only thing we can be sure of is at this point he's letting the shadows spill out of his heart-shaped box, and all apologies sounds kind of like he means them. Off stage, it's absolute chaos and bedlam. With stints in rehab, walkouts of rehab, he's a ghost in his own life. April 5th, 1994 rolls around. He's gone.
The body of Nirvana leader Kurt Cobain was found in a house in Seattle on Friday morning, dead of an apparently self-inflicted shotgun blast to the head.
27 years old, apparent suicide. But the conspiracy nuts, well, they're screaming that Courtney did it. Isn't it funny how they dismiss some people? Just call them a conspiracy nut and say, it can't be right, it's a conspiracy. There's no real proof that Courtney Love did anything untoward. Just opportunity, and if you believe some of the story's motive. Shave his fucking mustache off. Beard too. Fans lose it. Vigils, by candlelight, tears. It was a rough time for average fat 9-year-old kid. Grunge lost his founder, but the 27 Club gained a new poster boy, I guess. And I'm over here like, Kurt, why couldn't you just stick to pissing off parents and leave the crazy alone? All right, let's zoom out for a second. It's time to kind of tie this into the 27 Club. Kurt's not a solo act in this regard. Robert Johnson died in 1938. Hendrix choked to death in 70. Joplin OD'd weeks later. Morrison checks out in 71. Amy Winehouse in 2011. Christian Path from Hole. Oh, wait. I got her out of order, too. There's another Courtney Love tie-in. The entire 27 Club is filled with geniuses who just burn too hot. I mean, Kurt fits this like a pair of ripped thrift store jeans, man. Drugs, fame, and that self-deprecating vibe. Is it cursed? Well, and if you believe Johnson made a deal with the devil, maybe. But it could just be rock and roll math. Booze plus pills times a crazy love life equal checking out real friggin' early. Hell, I'd be done by now if I lived that hard. I barely survived my 20s playing video games. Like I said in another 27 Club video, some people are blaming like some cosmic midlife crisis. The astrology nerds got something going on between 27 and 29 in certain folks. I haven't looked into that yet, but if you're interested, you should let me know, and I will. You guys got to want that one, though. It's a lot to dig into. Kurt Cobain isn't just some 27 Club statistic here. He is, as the kids say, a whole vibe. Nevermind sold 30 million copies. Grunge owes him everything. Without him, there is no grunge. And my teenage years owe him more. He got me through a lot of fights with my folks, a lot of fights with my girlfriends. Kurt Cobain was there for a lot of kids in the late 90s and early 2000s that didn't really have anybody that understood them, or at least they felt like they didn't have anybody that understood them. His voice is just raw and broken, and it cracks, and it's unpolished, and it still screams in my head when my life is going sideways. The 27 Club sticks because it's talent that's so big it breaks, and Kurt Cobain sticks because he's the poster boy. Conspiracy nuts, or as some people refer to them, people who just want justice, keep saying that Courtney Love had something to do with it. But where do I stand on this? I bet you can guess the answer to that question. But I really just miss the dude that made Misery sound so good. He's why I'm doing this series, him and Robert Johnson and all the rest. I guess it's better to burn out than to fade away, but there's going to come a time when people forget about them, and I don't want that to happen. These people played the soundtrack to my life, and they deserve for somebody to talk about them after they've died. I'll be back next week with another story. Until then, take a drive late some night. Turn on some old classic rock station. Maybe you'll hear one of those old ghosts that has a message that's just for you. Subscribe.